Hi, this is Ron from our DIY Homestead, and today we are actually starting to plant our fall garden. And Sean started her seeds a month ago, around about a month ago, and once they sprouted, then she started them in some dirt, and we've progressively getting bigger pots, and now they're ready to go in the ground. They've been outside hardening off for about a week now, and we're going to be planting. I can show you here. We got zucchini, cucumber, and Napa cabbage. We've got two smaller beds that we're going to be planting the Napa cabbage in, and I've got a couple other beds that we're going to be planting the zucchini and the cucumber in. So let's get started. Just going to randomly place these through here, no set pattern. We're going to put 4 in the one bed. We've got 9 plants, so we're going to put 4 in one bed and 5 in another. So I think that'll work right there. So cardboard is what we use when nothing's in there to keep the weeds down. And we just save it and put it back there until we can't use it anymore. Then we put it in another bed to compost it down. So we'll just start. Just dig a small hole. Yeah, we'll. And there's one. We'll go ahead and leave these markers in here till they're a lot bigger. We know that it's just going to be Napa cabbage in here, but it's always nice to have a little marker. I'll go to the next one. And before we started planting, I came out yesterday or day before, I don't really remember, and I kind of amended all these beds, pulled out all the old stuff. We added some black cow, because we don't use any other kind of fertilizer. And I got all the beds ready, so we can just concentrate on planting today. And the dirt mixture that we have is called a Bella Flora from our local materials place. And it's supposed to be a really good compost for raised beds. So, and we've always had good success with them. And we will keep on going. And we buy it in bulk. So I just take my trailer down and get a yard at a time. It does take a bit to put in these raised beds to fill them up. But what I do is I take brush, or if I trim a tree or something like that, I'll take all those twigs and the branches and anything like that, and I'll put them into the bottom of the planters, and to kind of help fill them up. And as they compost down, they'll provide some nutrients for the plants. And there's our first bed, and let's go over to the second one. All right, let's get busy with this one. We're going to be putting 5 in this one. So give them some space so they can grow. I guess we only got 4 more Napa cabbage. Thought we had 5, but we'll just put 4 in here. I'm going to do the same process as we did on the first one. Not real exciting, but it's going to be exciting when they grow and we can have some fresh cabbage. That's not a cabbage. That's a cauliflower. I'm only concentrating on the cabbage right now. We'll get the cauliflower in another bin. Again, you know, all of our beds we amend with just black cow and the mix that we get from the materials place. Once I get everything planted, then I'll come back and give everything a good soaking. And one more down here. Not too deep. Put some more back in there. I don't want to go too deep with them. See some of this clumps in here we break up. Don't like the clumps. And again, cardboard we put in every box when we're not using them, just to keep the weeds down. And it works very well. And there we have the Napa cabbage. Now we'll move over and probably do the zucchini next. And we'll pick back up when we get over there. Okay, now we're back over to another row. This is a brand new row this year. Well, I say brand new. We had a row next to it that we had a bunch of kiddie pools. You can see there on the other side. And we had grow bags inside the kiddie pools. We were growing cucumbers and broccoli and cauliflower in there. But this year the kiddie pools kind of gave out. I think it's the second or third year we've used them, so I think we got our money's worth out of them. But now we're concentrating on getting old steel water troughs that don't hold water anymore, and we turn them into planters. But before I start planting the zucchini and the cucumber, and I think that's all we're going to do on these beds down here. We left a third one open for another cucumber or whatever else we want to plant in there. But I thought I'd show you what we do in these beds. As far as we pre-fill them with old plants from the summer garden. We've got tree limbs down the bottom. We've got grass clippings, leaves, stuff like that. We pile that in the bottom, and as that compost, it'll feed the soil and the plants. And then we start. This one I've already piled everything in the bottom and started filling it with dirt. All the dirt in this one was left over from the grow bags. So yeah, that's what we do beforehand. Now what I'll do is I'll fill these up over some time and mix them with some black cow. And I'll show you that. I'll show you that bag here in just a second. But yeah, this is how we do it anyway, and it seems to work every time. And here is what I'm talking about. What we put in there. It's black cow. It's cow manure. But yeah, it works well for us. We put it in our raised beds. We put it in our in-ground. We buy a lot of it. All right, let me set this up and we will get planting the zucchini and the cucumber. Okay, this first bed, we're going to be putting the zucchini in. And just like all the other beds, I've amended it with some black cow, some more Bella Flora, and we're ready to plant. So we'll dig us a nice hole. As long as it doesn't fall back in there like it usually does. Pull out any roots from the old plants. And again, you know, Sean started these a month ago, and this is how big they've gotten in a month from seed. She starts everything from seed. We don't typically buy starter plants from the box stores. The roots weren't bound around there, so I don't have anything to loosen up. And there's the zucchini. Then we'll go over here to the cucumber. And once I get it planted, I'm going to be putting a tomato cage around it. So the cucumber's got some place to climb. And straighten this out a little bit. There we go. We'll get this in here. It's probably better to dig with my hands. See the roots, they're ready to go in. Not too bound up, so that's perfect. Got our little tag. Kind of flatten everything off. And we got our tomato cage we'll put around it. Get it in now. So we got a chance to train it to go up around it. And if we need something a little heavier or sturdier, I've got some thicker gauge wired ones that we'll put in there. And that is going to be that. Well, no, I got a couple of cauliflower to put in. So let's hop over to that bed. Now this is a little bit longer bed. We're going to put some more in here, but as of right now, we're going to be putting 2. We'll probably be putting 3, maybe 4 total, but maybe not that much. We don't want to crowd them too much, give them a chance to grow. So we're going to be putting one down here on this end and one down here on this end. So let's go. Just decided to get away from the shovel. It's easier to just do it with my hands. The roots were just starting to come out of the bottom, so we know it's time to go in the ground. Just like that. And we'll put our marker there. Once it grows up a little bit bigger, we'll be able to tell just by looking at it what it is. And we'll come down and do the other one. A little too deep. Let's put some more in the bottom there. Break up some of these clumps. Yeah, put our marker in. And there we are. And that will do our planting for this weekend. Next weekend we got tons more to come out, and she's got even more in the grow room, and we'll bring you along with it. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we will see you in the next video.